Good morning, everybody. If we could take our seats, we'll be beginning very shortly. If we could take our seats, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to USRio+2.0. It's again, my name is Larry Gumbiner from the Department of State. It's our pleasure to welcome you here. And just a couple of announcements. We are live streaming on Ustream, and we are posting updates on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, as well as the Department of State and Stanford website. So we're going to be reaching thousands, if not hundreds of thousands and more, throughout this event. Our Twitter hashtag is USRio20. We will be taking some Twitter questions throughout the day and others, so please feel free to post your questions that way. We would ask that you put, we know people aren't going to might not shut off their cell phones completely, but please put it on vibrate so it doesn't disturb our speakers. And with that, we have a very busy program today. We're very excited to have some tremendous panels and speakers. And to start us off, I would like to introduce and welcome the Dean of the Graduate School of Business, Dr. Garth Saloner.
Good morning, and thank you, Larry. On behalf of the Stanford Graduate School of Business, we would like to welcome you all to Rio 2.0. I know many of you have traveled great distances to be here, and it is our pleasure to have you with us. We have an impressive group with us this morning. There are more than 600 government leaders, CEOs, NGOs, entrepreneurs, elected officials, student and faculty, representing more than 35 countries. It is appropriate that as we near the 20th anniversary of the signing of the Rio Declaration this June, the Stanford Graduate School of Business is the forum to discuss the challenges, the opportunities, and the real changes being made to deploy connection technologies to drive sustainable development. We're excited that the outcomes of these working sessions will be integrated in the agenda for the June conference in Brazil. I am extremely proud of the work that we are doing to drive innovation and entrepreneurship in both industrialized and developing countries. Our faculty, students, and alumni consistently lead the way with groundbreaking research, cutting-edge initiatives, and global business ventures that focus on sustainable development, education, social innovation, entrepreneurship, technology leadership, and economic growth in developing countries. Here at the Graduate School of Business, we strive to change the world for the better, one idea and one leader at a time. And while we talk about changing lives, changing organizations, and changing the world, it is our belief that active collaboration is what makes meaningful change happen every day. Our curriculum and development programs are designed to drive innovation, generate ideas, and transform people who can make the world a better place. I know these are lofty goals, but that is what we must do. Our mission is so big and so important that no single organization can achieve these goals. The best model for success is to partner with multiple organizations. I'd like to recognize the extraordinary collaboration that was required to plan and execute this conference. The NGO community, private business, the State Department, the United Nations, our own Center for Social Innovation and its Associate Director, Bernadette Clavier, all worked tirelessly to button up every detail. Our Center for Social Innovation shapes leaders to address and solve global and environmental challenges through social innovations. For me, there is no greater need in the world today than to bring our collective resources to bear in order to alleviate poverty and drive entrepreneurship. Public-private partnerships allow each of us to leverage our unique experience and resources to improve the human experience. By working together, we can make a monumental impact on the world as symbolized by the monument to change as it changes, which graces the exterior of this building. Each of us is a change agent, and each of us must lead with character, collaborate with community, harness technology, consciously innovate, and think globally. These are all principles that we teach at the Graduate School of Business. Another way we do this is through the Stanford Institute for Innovation in Developing Economies, known as SEED, to imply the germination process, or turning something small into something larger. We launched SEED last November to pursue research, education, and applied on-the-ground work to support entrepreneurs in developing economies and to scale growing enterprises. I know many of the next generation leaders, I call them Game Changers 2.0, were at the Demo Alley Speed Geeking event yesterday. There were some fascinating technologies on display by the people who conceptualized, developed, and brought them to market. I would like to recognize two of them, who are also Stanford MBA grads. Ashish Jina is the founder of NextDrop, a water management application that allows rural villages to follow the delivery schedule of clean water, saving time and money and allowing children to stay in school rather than wait all day for a water delivery that may or may not come. The service is expected to be deployed in 2 million households in India in the next 5 years, with consumers currently paying just a 20-cent monthly fee to use the service. Justin Finnegan is the managing director of Mountain Hazelnuts, which in cooperation with Bhutan government officials is planting 10 million hazelnut trees on degraded mountain slopes with the goal of building an export-oriented food economy. The company launched its Android-based RMT system to collect social and environmental baseline information from partner farmers, agroclimatic and tree health statistics, and other critical data to analyze and include in the company's traceability database. Ashish and Justin, thank you for your leadership. At the GSB, we have a sense of urgency to solve some of the biggest, yet most basic problems in the world. As you will see, our programs are focused on a range of issues, from providing access to clean drinking water, to irrigation technology, to sustainable farming, to pollution control and monitoring, and the list goes on and on. It is no coincidence that the principles of the Rio Declaration to support sustainable development and environmental protection are the very issues that we are tackling at the GSB. These are the issues that we care about, these are the issues that we worry about, and these are the issues that we train our students to solve through critical thinking and innovation. That's what makes the Stanford Graduate School of Business different. We have an amazing day ahead, so now I'll turn it back over to Larry. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saloner. And now it's my pleasure to give welcome on behalf of the U.S. Department of State and U.S. Government, Dr. Kerri-Ann Jones, who is Assistant Secretary of State for Oceans and International Environmental and Scientific Affairs. She has held that position since August of 2009. Prior to becoming the Assistant Secretary, she served as a Director of the National Science Foundation's Office of International Science and Engineering. Her prior professional experience includes serving as a director for the experimental program to stimulate competitive research for the state of Maine, and as Associate Director for National Security and International Affairs at the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kerri-Ann Jones.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Larry, for that introduction. It's a real pleasure to be here today at Stanford, and I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to everyone here at this conference, Rio+2.0, the conference on bridging connection technologies and sustainable development. I'd like to offer a special welcome to the organizers of Rio+20 Conference, Under Secretary General Shah Zukhan, and visiting ministers and ambassadors from around the world. I would like to start off with some very important thank yous. First, to the Stanford Graduate School of Business for hosting this conference and for sharing the expertise in this wonderful venue. You can tell from what the dean said that we are in the right place to have the kind of conversation we really want to have over the next couple of days. Also, I want to thank the Stanford student volunteers who you have seen everywhere and who are helping us in many, many different ways. I would also like to thank our many partners. We have been able to work with so many engaged, expert, and generous partners, technology companies, private sector individuals, NGOs, and interagency partners from across the US government. Everyone has been very committed to this process, and I thank you so much. And of course, to the speakers and moderators who you'll be hearing over the next few days, thank you for participating and for taking the time that it takes to prepare for a meeting like this. And of course, to all of you in this room, thank you for coming, thank you for bringing your ideas and your excitement, and we look forward to a very productive meeting. As many of you know, this conference is part of the process leading to a meeting on sustainable development in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, in June of this year. In its December 2009 resolution, the UN General Assembly called for such a conference on sustainable development, which has become known fondly as Rio+20. In the resolution, the General Assembly reaffirmed that there is a need to ensure balance among economic development, social development, and environmental protection, and that these are interdependent and mutually reinforcing pillars of sustainable development. The resolution also reaffirms key objectives that are essential for sustainable development: eradicating poverty and protecting and managing the natural resource base. The United States sees Rio+20 as an opportunity to chart a course for the future of sustainable development. We look to Rio+20 as an opportunity for all aspects of society, for all groups in society, to engage and participate, to share best practices and explore ways to implement sustainable development. Many countries have been organizing meetings to prepare and contribute to the Rio+20 meeting. The conference here at Stanford that started yesterday and continues today and tomorrow is the US contribution to the process. Today, we are here to contribute to the objectives of Rio+20. We hope this can be a conference of ideas and inspiration that can feed into Rio+20 in Brazil in June. The objective of this conference is to look at connection technologies, to look at sensors and mobile phones and internet-based platforms, to see how they are being applied, and to look for new applications to advance sustainable development. We believe that the individuals convened here at this conference are problem solvers. You are the innovators, and you are the implementers. Technology companies, NGOs, universities, and government policymakers. We hope this conference will stimulate new applications, new networks, and new partnerships. And we know that the technology and the connections it fosters are enormous. The potential is great. We could see that yesterday from Demo Alley and the speed geeking, and we also know of many other examples. We know of an application developed in Tanzania that is looking at the agricultural supply chain management system to make sure that there can be more food security. We know that there are ways, numerous applications under development to improve wildlife and timber identification, to combat illegal trade in these items. And we also know that there are many applications in the area of health. Last year, a partnership was announced between the State Department, USAID, the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, and Johnson & Johnson, called the Mobile Alliance for Maternal Action, or MAMA, which provides women information on their newborns in a timely fashion to help contribute to better health. This conference is about technology and its potential to address real problems, large and small. The world now has the ability to develop technology designed for specific settings and to address specific problems. We hope you have come with a lot of ideas because we are looking to you for those ideas and for inspiration. I hope you enjoy the next 2 days of the conference, and I look very much forward to working with you to unleash the creativity and the partnership that will advance our future together. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Administrator Lisa Jackson of the Environmental Protection Agency. Since being named President Obama's cabinet member in charge of environmental protection, Administrator Jackson has been named one of Newsweek's most important people in 2010. And she was featured on Time Magazine's 2010 and 2011 lists of most influential people in the world. Importantly, the Administrator leads EPA's efforts to protect health and environment for all Americans. She and her large staff of professionals are working across the nation to usher in a green economy, address health threats from pollution in our air, water, and land, and renew the public trust in EPA's work. It is a particular pleasure for me to introduce Administrator Jackson to this conference today, because it was just about a year ago this month when she and I and another colleague from EPA, Michelle DePass, were sitting together having a somewhat lively conversation. And it was in the course of that conversation that the concept for today's meeting took life and began to move forward. So with that, let me introduce the Administrator and say thank you.